this is, without doubt, the best sporting event that I have ever attended in person. Not just fight sports event, sporting event. The level of production on that main card for entertaining the crowd was absolutely out of this world. The level of detail that was taken was something truly sensational. It's still going on now in the background. Every single fight on the main card took place in a different time zone of Mexican history. It was spectacular, spectacular. And the first 3 fights on the main card lived up to the billing because they were also spectacular. I'll start though with the negatives. The title fights, they didn't live up to the expectation when it comes through as a spectacle, as a fight that you wanted to get excited about. In the main event, Merab Dvalishvili becomes the world champion at bantamweight, beating Sean O'Malley, and he did it with the only way that he could actually beat Sean O'Malley, the way that he beats everybody, by suffocating, sucking the life out of you over 25 minutes. 49-46 on my card. I thought Sean did enough to get the 3rd round, but everything else was pure Merab Dvalishvili. I'll give you a full breakdown on that fight with Brendan Loughnane when we're back in the UK and rocking out the Uncaged show. In the co-main, same story. Valentina Shevchenko came to Las Vegas to get a belt back. She didn't come to entertain people. She didn't come to do Mexican style. She came to get a belt back, and that's exactly what she did. Very similar story in the co-main to the main event. But then what we had are 3 real big talking points. Pre-event, I thought that Diego Lopez was fun, he was wild, his striking was erratic, but at some point he's going to run himself into trouble, and I thought that it might be against a fresh 145 version of Brian Ortega. How wrong could I be? From the very first moment that fight kicked off, Diego Lopez was absolutely magnificent. He proved that he's not just fun, he is an elite. He has now propelled himself into the top 5 of that division, and he's entering now conversations to hopefully get fights with the likes of the Volkanovskis, the Max Holloways, and the Ilia Topurias of this world. A truly sensational performance from Diego Lopez. He was awesome. Then you had the fight that I told you about. The fight that I said would be fight of the night. I don't know the bonus situation as of yet, but absolutely Daniel Zuluba and Esteban Ribovic ripped the roof off the gaff. They were sensational. Typical Mexican style. If you look up Mexican style in the dictionary, this is this fight. Zuluba hanging on in there when he was practically out, throwing shots back and forth, here, there and everywhere. It was truly magnificent war. And then the fight that kicked off the main card, you had Ronnie Rodriguez. Everybody was talking about Ronaldo Rodriguez off the back of the press conference in the sombrero, giving it the big chat against Odi Osbourne, but it was Odi Osbourne early doors that caused an awful lot of trouble. Listen, it was a tight fight. I actually agree with the win. What we had is a situation where one of the judges gave the second round as a 10-8 round in favour of Ronaldo Rodriguez. I think if you're going to give the second round a 10-8 round, you absolutely have to give a 10-8 round in the first to Odi Osbourne, because he had multiple times did he have Ronaldo Rodriguez in trouble. I thought he was absolutely fantastic early doors. Very tight fight, really good matchmaking, and a really good way to kick off the Noche. What else can I tell you about this? I need to go away, let the dust settle, let me get my head around what I've just experienced, because as I said right at the start of this video, the best sporting event that I've ever been to and witnessed. From start to finish, it was absolutely magnificent. Loads of little bits that were added throughout the course of the night really made it incredibly special. Good to see so many famous faces coming out to see. Turki Al Sheikh was here as well, of course, partnering with the UFC for the first time. Eddie Hearn even rocked up at the start of the night before he headed down to go and watch Canelo destroy, if I can use that word, Edgar Berlanga. And yeah, I've kept up to date with that as well. I'm going to go and have the debrief. I'll be back with you at the start of the week for Uncaged with Brendan Loughnane. I'm sure he's got a few thoughts on what we've just witnessed. But from Las Vegas, it's been an absolute pleasure getting you as close as we possibly could to the event this week. What a sensational show. The title fight and the co-main didn't necessarily live up to the expectation, but loads to take away and some real top contenders now coming through, especially if your name's Diego Lopez.